Hi, I wanted to give you a quick rundown of my studio that I just built here. Um, Here you can see that I have my two monitors. My one monitor I run my Cakewalk X2 on, and the other monitor I use for all my plugins. Right in front of it is my Roland MIDI keyboard, which I use for all the plug-in keys and synths. There's my computer keyboard. Just to the right of that is I've got my JBL monitors with a JBL sub monitor down here in my computer, and then on this right hand side I also have a keyboard that I use with a Roland synth. It's a really nice analog synth from the 90s. It's a Roland JV1080 with some expansion cards in there and get a lot of nice analog sounds. Also on this side I have 4 guitar amps that I use from this control room. I can also have these guitar amps with cabs in here to mic up, or I can run these guitar amps into the sound room. Here's a Rivera Knucklehead. This is a Morse Stealth. Jason Moore Stealth. This is my go-to amp. It's a 50-watt amp, and it just sounds amazing. Down here I've got John Fisher built me an amp, and this is a 20-watt amp. And next to it is another 20-watt amp, which I use for my clean sounds. It's also a Moore Sound amp. How I control all these amps is with a speaker selector. You can see here that I have a couple of 4 speakers to monitor from this room, and then I've got all my cabs that are in the other room. Room 1 to go to a hot plate and a 115 cab. So I'll show you the back of that real quick. Come around here. This is where a lot of the wires are. But you can see here, if you can see that I got all my cabs coming into that. Basically it's a guitar amp speaker patch bay. I got some of my mic cables there, and I got some guitar cables there. If we go now over to the left of the keyboard is where I have my line 6, and this is a digital guitar station here. I monitor my line 6 here with this computer, and that way I can control all the sounds and settings with the mouse. This is the mixer where I mix the digital guitars so that I can monitor them when I play as recording. And up above that I got a really nice little cab here. It's got a 10-inch greenback, which is a really good sounding speaker for recording, nice and small but really bassy. And next to that I got a vintage 30 in just a small cab and with a mic on it. There's the power, the amp to monitor for the monitor system. Down below that is all my preamps and my patch bay. That's how I patch everything through my sound card and all my preamps. And down here I got the headphone monitoring system for the control room. And that's the basic of this room here. It sounds real nice. I got all wood all the way around. And this wall got wood paneling. And you can see here is the window into the sound room. We'll go there now to the sound room. And here we are in the sound room. I've got my 1980 Sonar made in Germany drum set. Got a few rototoms, some cymbals. Over here It's a Class A Fender Champ from the 70s. That's a really nice amp for cleans. This over here is basically the clean section. Here is a Fender Dual Showman with a 215 cab. Put some Eminence speakers in there. Sounds really nice. Here's a Fender Twin. And down here is a Marshall 800 2-channel with some Marshall, actually there's our Celestian H's, Heritage. They are in there. Next to that I got a Line 6 amp, basically for just jamming. Doesn't sound so hot, but it's nice for quick jamming or taking out. Up here I got my main pedal board, tuner, compressor, equalizer, tim pedal for my distortion. It's just really a clean distortion. Very nice pedal. Line 6 stereo delay, and then hot plate for the Fender Showman. You can see here I got a snake that comes in from the control room for the miking of the amps and the drum set. And I got holes in the wall. And I've got some monitors for the PA system, which I use for just either jamming or singing or band practice, whatever. One thing that I initiated with this studio is quite cool, is I made wire troughs. Basically it's just 1x4 with a piece of the OSB on the front of it, and instead of having to nail each wire to the wall, you can just lay the wires in these troughs. Quite cool. Over here is my dirty amps. Here is a dual rectifier, kind of beefed up with Mercury transformers. I got way too much money into that amp. I have to stick with that one for many a year. Here's my rack gear, effects, and I've got this is quite cool. Got this recently for 20 bucks. It's a 1980s phaser, Ibanez stereo phaser. I really enjoy that. Got a Marshall cab here. This is a nice Marshall TV cab, same one that Hendrix is known for. It's got, here is a 1980s JCM 800 vertical input. It's kind of a sought after amp. A couple of my pedals up there. This is a nice sounding pedal. It's a Zachary pedal, and I have it encased between two noise suppressors, noise gates that really keep that thing quite quiet. Above that is a PV 5150 modded by a guy in Florida, FGA mods. Sounds quite nice. And over here is my classic chorus PV amp that I use with a lot of my effects. Sounds quite nice. So there you have it. Little tour of the studio. Over here, just at the end here, I'll show you a little storage off to the right, where I keep wires and extra cabs and whatnot. Pedal shelf, microphones. I'll try to give you a more detailed video soon. Thanks.